Group visualization as a Showtime tool. Think about how crazy this would look, but again, sometimes being a little crazy or thinking outside the box is what the master teachers do. Whether it's Born to Play or Rookie Class, you're actually sitting and pretend that we have our students that are sitting in front of us, and you probably would do the same thing. Getting all the players to kind of sit there as comfortable as possible and asking them to close their eyes. And you go through a series of descriptive images to see if the players themselves can picture in their mind's eye what you're describing. A purple elephant, a red dinosaur. Once you start giving them some easy to understand images, let them start seeing themselves with a J up or the power L's. Imagery, and let's understand the difference between visualization and imagery. Visualization is being able to close your eyes and actually picture or create an image that within yourselves, your brain and your body believe to be true. And the classic example really of visualization is a nightmare. That when we were younger, as we saw that monster or that horror creature chasing us or thinking that they were, or it was under the bed or in the closet, you would wake up, your heart would be pounding, and you'd wake up in a cold sweat. Now, how do you explain that? Well, your brain makes no distinction between reality and perception. When that image was created in your mind's eye, your body responded to it, right? By the palpitations and by you waking up in a cold sweat. The great feature of visualization as a Showtime training tool is that you can have the players understand they can constantly give themselves the picture that they're looking to accomplish, right? That if they're looking to close stride angle, if they're really looking to improve their snapping of the hip joint, being able to close their eyes, and again, visualization sometimes is tough to do in a group because there's kind of an insecurity and I wonder who's looking at me. But if they see you taking it seriously, and again, whether you want to just sit there with your hands crossed, you can get real funky and kind of get into a true Zen position, but just do it really in kind of a relaxed way for the players to understand that if they close their eyes, many times closing their eyes, they can see so much more in what they're trying to accomplish. And again, with the younger players, start it off with something that's very fun and easy to do. You're not going to tell a 7-year-old to close their eyes and see the great back stretch and to see the stride direction and the power L or the waving of goodbye. That becomes very difficult to do. Visualization is difficult. The first 50 times that somebody might close their eyes, they might not be able to see what they're looking to create. But a way in which you can practice that, and even in Born to Play, even before you start the visualization, many times just getting them to understand the belly breath and how important just simply putting your hand on your belly and just listening to yourself breathe. And we'll talk about the 2 and 4 rule as it relates to the inhale and the exhale. But visualization can be done certainly in a group session where, again, players, we want you to close your eyes. We want you to count backwards from 5 to 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you as the narrator start giving them something to create. And again, start with something as silly and as easy to create as the purple dinosaur, as the red cat. But at some point, you'll switch over. Everyone close their eyes and see their elbow above their shoulder and their hand outside the elbow. Everyone see the J up. Everyone see themselves dancing in their stance. That's the beginning of some great visualization. And you can certainly do that in your individual lessons. And sometimes it's a little bit easier to do that because you're not in a group setting, right, where you're working with a hitter, and once they're 5 and out, right, once they're stepping out again, let them actually close their eyes for a split second and just give them some direction. Hey, Billy, I want you to close your eyes and really see snapping of the hip joint. All right, and you'll see that young player really struggle to have that VCR within him create what he's looking to accomplish. And then get back to actually work. Visualization is a great tool for homework. Billy wants you to go home today, and after you've looked in the mirror at your new balance point where you're bringing your knee up nice and high, let's see if right before you go to bed, close your eyes and actually see yourself, right, really with that elbow up, really swimming the glove, and eventually take visualization to the next level and let the player actually see himself succeeding in a game situation. Billy, I want you to throw 2 innings tonight, and I want you to see really, keeping that ball down in the strike zone, or from a hitting standpoint, let's see if you can watch your real good swing, and let's see if you can see those balls that are getting hit really hard. Let them go through a whole game like that. That's the beginning of some wonderful visualization that, as we said before, the mind doesn't know what's real. And the more that young player sees himself in a successful situation, right, there's that preparation that we talked about before, the more that the mind sees the body acting in a certain way, we're hoping that that'll have a carryover effect when they're back into the physical world and their body has seen over and over again the proper way and the proper technique.